Right, welcome to Whiteland Restorations, or welcome back to Whiteland Restorations. We're back on the Escort. We're on the up and up now, aren't we, Mo?
Up and up, yeah, only getting better.
It's only getting better, exactly. So we've welded in the first big panel onto the bulkhead. So we're now onto the flat part, the battery tray part, and around where the heater matrix blows through, the blower hole. So Mo's going to modify the panels I made because we noticed that the step at the back is slightly taller than what I've made. So we're going to modify that and get them attached to the battery tray, which is here.
Big one there.
And whilst Mo's modifying and doing that, I'm going to start making a piece to go across the rear of the bulkhead. And yeah, it's all promising. It's all on the up and up. It's great. No more crusty yoles, no more sweeping it up off the floor. We're fabricating.
Yeah, that's a new now.
It's all good. Let's get on with it. Right. Cutting, welding,
sweeping,
grinding, sweeping, cutting, welding, grinding and sweeping.
Right, basically all the rot's been cut out now from that section. Lewis and Young'un have been...
We have set the car to make sure things are correct. I didn't like the way it was up on one axle stand. So we put an axle stand on the other side to make sure it's the same height both sides. We've also checked the level under the chassis leg, under the chassis sections from end to end with a very long straight level, which is the same level as under the front of the bulkhead. So the car is square.
It's square, it's
and
true,
we have checked all
beautiful.
these measurements and they are lovely.
Happy?
We are happy with
Happy.
everything. But we still will make sure the door and the wing fit together before we weld anything up.
Oh God, yeah. But you are happy the car is square. We are ready to put the metal back in. So it's time to start rebuilding. We're going to be putting this panel into its home.
Yeah, the hole's got on a little bit bigger.
Hasn't it just?
Again.
But
that's okay. We were just chasing good metal from the scabby welds that were there. We were just cutting them out. So that's part of the reason why we had to extend this panel so much, because of the really poor welding. So Mo has done most of the welding in here and he's fabricated this bit here. A beautiful bit.
Beautiful.
So let's fit this for the last time.
Let me just come around so I can get a good view.
Hold on. We haven't painted the back of it.
What are you coating that with? Bit of zinc.
Zinc bright. Yeah, I only need to coat it where the panels are going to join together to stop any flaps, any rust happening between the seams, you know. This is quite good stuff actually. It's easy to weld through. There you go, it only takes a little bit.
Good.
That should stop that rusting any further. Well, stop it fast rusting anyway. As you can see, we're protecting the car as best as we can with double layers of cardboard. And
that's not cardboard.
No, it's not.
That's lights. But this is proper recycling. These are our old light panels. You've taken them to pieces.
Taken them apart and they're really thin and easy to. You can just sort of fold them up like paper, and the weld isn't going to go through it.
Perfect. Right, well then, let's get this in.
Let's get this in. There we go.
Look at that.
Screw bolts are dead handy for that kind of thing, aren't they?
Temporary fasteners.
Temporary fasteners. I think we'll use those square things like you were doing earlier.
So what you do, you just pop these in between the two sheets and it lines everything up nice and even. Pulls it together, doesn't it?
It does. Does a very good job actually. There we go.
Beautiful.
I'll stick a load of them in.
Right, we'll be back when you're ready to weld this back in.
Wow, lovely stuff. With that little grind there, we are now ready to start fitting this part, the inner wing structure. That is such a good milestone to get to on this project. As you can see, the bulkhead is completely welded up and nice and strong again. This car must have been so weak.
So weak.
Before all of this, with all that corrosion and all that nasty welding. I don't know if you can notice, the door is on. Now the door is on, we can check to see if the wing is sitting in the correct place. That will tell me whether this front end moved at all whilst we had all of this apart. Because if the wing sits there and the door gap isn't correct, then we know something here has moved. So let's check that first. Wing, oh yeah, look at that, what a beauty. That's lining up nicely there anyway. I'll just flap the old gull wing door back. Oh man. We are definitely in the ballpark. She's sitting low at the minute because there's nothing really in there to hold it to. But when you lift the wing up like that, we have a door gap, and it's a nice parallel door gap, which is fantastic news, which means as long as the inner structure now sits onto the wing properly, I'm quite happy to carry on knowing that nothing in here moved whilst we were cutting and shutting. We braced it correctly. I think we're pretty good to go ahead and get the inner wing into place. So let's crack on and do that. Pretty good there, not bad at all. Mark it, cut it, and weld it. Right then guys, the wing panel is on and it is looking epic. This is the inner wing, fully welded in now from front to back. I'm really happy with it. Funnily enough, there was a bit of porosity in the welds and there's some kind of coating on the inside of this wing to prevent rust, but not on the outside. Isn't that weird? That is weird. I think that's weird. I mean, it's like a galv coat, but there's none on that side, as you can see, because it's rusting, but it's not rusting on this side. Weird. Anyway, moving on. We've got another panel to fit. I made a CAD template, and now we just got to fit that, cut that into there. First, we've got to do a little fold here, but that'll fit into there beautifully. And then this inner wing section is finished. So let's put this fold on here and get it welded in. I'm going to fold this over nice and gently on this block of metal here. Sometimes it's easier just to get it done whilst you're in the heat of the moment rather than having to walk to the other room for the folder. Right, that is it. We are done. So let's just double check that, make sure it's all nicely formed around there. Yeah, lovely. Let's just get it over to the... Did Lewis survive? How will the Escort ever get finished? Will Whiteland Restorations be able to carry on? Bum bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum.